All right, welcome back. My guest, the Comet, Ashley Colie, and I are talking S.H.O.R.T. Do you know what S.H.O.R.T stands for?
Right along.
Like the whole short? Do you know the S?
Story.
H.
History.
O.
Opportunity.
And the most important letter in the word S.H.O.R.T is?
Right along.
Right along, R. That's exactly right. This is where you make your money. You know, I think one of the biggest problems a lot of people have, and let me just burst the bubble of the non-trainers, the mass recruiters. The reason, I'm going to keep this G-rated, that we will continue to whip the, can I say fire, out of the competitors that don't do ride-alongs is while you're just talking, we can show. And a picture's still worth 1,000 words. And so a lot of our competition, they talk about contracts, they talk about monies, they don't show 1099s. They talk about different, well actually they can't necessarily talk about battles they've won because they've never been on the field. They've never been in the field. They've never been someone that has door knocked, has run a tee, has given a presentation. And so for those of you that choose to avidly do ride-alongs, you cannot be stopped. You can't, because you can't keep doing the right things and get the wrong results. And so I want to talk about ride-alongs during this session, Ash. I feel like it's something that a lot of people undervalue.
Absolutely.
And the reason I say that, hundreds of my hires went like this. Ashley, ride along, and I know you're looking at a lot of companies, but ride along with whichever other company you're looking at's best agent. Okay? Then come ride with me. Now, I'm not our best, but I'm kind of who you're stuck with. And here's the line. Whoever you trust your future with more, whoever you trust Dustin with, whoever you trust Chloe with, whoever you trust your family with more, that's where you should sign. And oftentimes, they can't even get a ride along with the competition. And I'll say, hey, yesterday I made $1,700, today I made $1,200. I hope to make $3,200 tomorrow. Do you want to see how we make money? So from a differentiation standpoint, the Dreammaker team, your team, wouldn't you say it's largely grown because of the quality of the ride-alongs, the intensity of the ride-alongs, the educational experience that the ride-along produces?
Yes, 100%. And the reason being is because now you actually get to be with that person for about a 6-hour stretch. Normally my ride-alongs, they normally last from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I don't want it to be a power night for them but I want them to see what a normal day is like. It's not a heavy pound training day or anything, but really you kind of want to enter in with your ride along and you want to get to know them a little bit more. Find out what their why that makes them cry. Find out a little bit more about their family, their kids, their wife and their spouse or their husband. Their hobbies, find out what it is that they want out of this. Why are you here? What do you want out of this? And then bam, you go into a home and you do a presentation and they're seeing the simplicity of it. I think that's so big, is to see how simple what we do really is. And they see the leads that we just talked about in an interview maybe a few days ago, but now they get to see it. They get to see the leads. They get to see the impact that we make with our seniors, and you can't replace that. You really can't, not at all.
My first ride along, if we were together, I would say, Ashley, before you even get into how we're doing this, how we're making money, why I'm saying that, don't even focus on that. I just want you to kind of experience the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Do you like working out of a vehicle versus an office? How about that? I mean, do you enjoy being in people's homes, meeting needs of sometimes the down and out, most of the time the middle and out? Do you see yourself doing this job? Right along one for me, that's what I'm trying to establish, because if they're someone that doesn't like approaching strangers, if they aren't good off the cuff, if they are someone that just is more conducive to being a $30,000 millionaire, okay, working in an office and being handcuffed to a salary. Listen, no offense, that's okay. That's just not us, and that's not who we're looking for. I want to kind of rewind, though, to you making sure that when you book a ride-along, they don't stand you up. Come on, how many of you have had trouble being stood up before? I know I have. There were some things I wasn't doing that now I would never encourage you to do. Learn from my mistakes instead of making your own. If I've got you on the phone, Ashley, I'm going to say, now, Ashley, I am free Thursday and Friday this week. I really like, as you stated, a full day, a minimum of 6 hours. Is Thursday or Friday better for you? Now, before you answer, does that not sound familiar to some of you? Those of you that set appointments, does it not sound familiar, giving that 2-option close to a potential client? This is a potential partner in the business. And so there's some similarities there. Let's say she chooses Friday. No worries. Ashley, just looking here, you know what? I'm going to make Friday happen. Now, I want you to know, I'm having to say no to 2 or 3 different potential partners at NASB for you to get this yes, but it's worth it. I really like what I'm seeing on your resume. I love the conversation we've had. I'd like to lock down Friday, but I need a solid commitment that 9 o'clock you can be there. Now, why am I doing that? I want them to hear that someone else is foregoing this opportunity because you're in their position. I want to kind of put some pressure on them. I like to say, if I'm talking to a man, look, no ties, no denim. Dress like you're going to a nice golf course. That's what I like to say. And just, look, show up ready to have a good time. Look, we're going to have fun. We're going to meet needs, and hopefully we're going to make some money.
Absolutely.
And so I want them encouraged. I want them, from an energy standpoint, to be excited about that Friday. Is there anything you do to lock that interview in?
I mean, you really had it. You definitely want to make sure that you prep that step and you tell them what to wear. Because I kid you not, I had somebody come in with sweatpants and a sweatshirt, but I already knew that we did not have that ride along that day whatsoever.
You said
yes, I did. And we did not work together, clearly. But I do make sure that, hey, please dress business casual. Please make sure that you even bring a notepad so that you can take notes inside the home when we're with the seniors. I think that's really big too, because the last thing you want is your new hire potentially to sit there twiddling their thumbs. You want to make sure that they're taking notes, even if it's just writing down the senior's name. Give them a little bit of an ability to kind of be present inside that presentation while taking notes on that person.
I'm a control freak. It's just the way I've always been in homes. And I would just say, listen, Ash, I don't want you to talk in these houses. A lot of times because you can think what you're saying is innocent, but you can distract the focus of the client and it winds up costing the sale, okay? And so I just say, pay attention, just listen and watch, and we'll talk afterwards. There's nothing worse than getting some chatty Cathy up in a presentation that wants to speak up and just kind of interject his or her thoughts, and they've never sold a stinking policy before.
And also that, when you introduce them to your senior at the door, it's okay to say that they're shadowing you for the day. It's okay to say that they're in the process of getting their state license, or that they're in training today potentially. So I think it's okay to introduce that person so that the senior is prepared too.
Just full disclosure here, there are times I'm by myself making a sale, and I hate to admit this on camera, but I will deviate from the 10 steps. There's been times where I've gone straight for the kill, and guess what? I've made it. I've gotten the yes. However, if someone's watching me, if I'm a field trainer, okay, more important than the sale that I'm looking to make is the education and the tutelage and the teaching of letting my ride-along see a presentation verbatim. Here's what I also know. If I'm not running the T, she's not running the T. If I'm not working past 7, she's not working past 7. If I take a 2-hour lunch, I never take these long lunches, but now that I've got you here, I just thought we'd take some extra time. Stop it. That's weak sauce. Weak sauce. I'm sorry to just burst your bubble. What you do is what they're going to duplicate. Caught versus taught. So adhere to those 10 steps. Make sure you're on point with what you're saying. We're talking right along one here. I just want them to be exposed to the opportunity. There again, those of us that are building deep, those of us that are really making a dent in this final expense market, this isn't a one and done ride-along interaction. There's going to be ride-along 2, ride-along 3. Dare I say for Josh Sherrill, the Shogun, he'd go ride-along 4 or 5. Maybe that's why he's got a higher AP per agent quota or ratio than anybody else, because his people see more of the opportunity. So for those of you looking to do, there again, the aspect of building, you're looking to throw your hat in the builder ring. The ride-along is where you really make your money, and you differentiate yourself from all the other individuals out there that aren't showing.
They're just telling.
And also going on that point about how show the 10 steps. And the reason being is you don't want your potential new hire after that house, you don't want them to come at you and say, gosh, man, that was just so amazing. I don't think I could do that. So you really do have to watch it, because that's what I did in the very beginning, where when I was doing these ride-alongs, I was so dynamic in the home, I was so extroverted, and I just was really good. But then they would come out saying, oh my gosh, yeah, you're too good, you're too extroverted, you've got so much personality. So then I started toning it down, Craig, and just focusing on the 10 steps of the presentation. Just do the numbers, follow the numbers, and show them that it's a pure numbers game. So yeah.
The only thing bad about writing 2,500 a day is doing it alone. Let people see your success, and you can build an empire. Thanks for tuning in.